forgot how we came up, and then I was just asking you guys, had you guys seen what's going on with Kirk Franklin? And I was just really
With Kirk Franklin and his son, right?
his son, yes,
Yeah.
with Kirk Franklin and his son, and I was surprised that people was throwing him under the bus because he was caught on camera, not on camera, but I guess camera or the voice, whichever way,
Audio.
cussing his child out. And this grown man that later you found out that he was 30 years old, um and people was like mad at him, and I'm like, and then not only were they mad at him, but they was throwing him under the bus like, well, he's supposed to be a pastor and this and that and the third, and I'm like, y'all act like pastors ain't humans, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like we who live in the kingdom and believe in the walk of the spiritual world, in which, we all should have some sort of a balance somewhere to grasp to, things that became our faith to keep us surviving and have something else besides everything we see. Because if we watched everything that we see and we put faith in that you see every day in the world here today, you'll be
Right.
at home, or you'll be lost trying to do what they doing, thinking that's the right way. And I don't know how long people last mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, or financially in them circumstances. So because of people who, understand that people have a faith, and specifically in this case Christianity, they want to throw him under the bus like he don't have a right to be human. And he's a person, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, how dare them throw him under the bus for cussing this kid out? You know what? If my 30-year-old daughter got at me and acted a certain way, she might get slapped, okay?
She getting checked for sure, huh?
And don't let me find out that she taping me too. She might get choked. You know what I mean?
That goes back to the old saying, like when something happens in the household, don't take it outside the house. He took it way outside the house by making it public. So with
Yes, and people do this every day. People check
yeah,
their kids. This is life. We're
yeah.
parents. I parent children in their 30s. You know what I mean? I'm grateful that my children don't disrespect me. You know what I mean? But there's times that we've had, challenges and things in our life that, when they went through, when one or the other will go through their little sassy stage and feel like it's okay to be disrespectful. And it's nothing
Hmm.
like a child disrespecting their mother. That hurts you so bad. Somebody that you raised, or their father, somebody you raised, somebody you feed, somebody that you've supported, that you love, that you've created, you know what I mean? And all you mean for them as well. And, and they put you up against the wall to have to check them like that. Ain't nobody listening no more in no soft tones. You can't be like, oh, honey, don't
Hmm.
talk to me like that. Sweetie,
Hmm.
please don't talk to me like that. You got to smash, because that's the only thing that a lot of these adults, young adults, respond to.
And
So
kids too. There's times when my son is on Zoom and I have to make sure he's on mute because I have to get that tone to make sure that he listens. So that's the same thing. Are you gonna
absolutely.
start checking your kids at the door? Make sure you don't have no recording devices on them. You know.
And it's crazy because this is life. It's like, you don't think that he's human, like he's not supposed to check his movement,
Yeah.
and then to bash him and get to talking about his spirituality. you know I just feel that it's just terrible how ignorant, first of all, that people who got something to say about this obviously are ignorant and don't understand spirituality. If you want to bring up Jesus bangers, because that's what they like to do, Jesus turned over the table in the tabernacle because he was mad. So he was like, forget this. He probably was up in there. Who want to rock, nigga? What? You know what I'm saying? Who want to
Hmm.
get in? Where you at? Get off me. You know what I mean? So he probably
Right.
was up in there acting a fool. You get what I'm saying? And people will push you to that limit a lot of times, because certain things you're passionate about. And at the end of the day, if somebody run up on you, they need to get knocked out. Period. You run up on me,
Yeah.
knocked out. It ain't gonna be no talking. I'm not gonna stop and pull out my Bible. I'm not gonna pray. Okay. And I love the Lord. You understand what I'm
Hmm.
You
saying?
gonna bless them with these knuckles? These.
They gonna get it. Yeah, they gonna get it. You know what I mean? Because
Hey,
you know that's the only language
nah.
they trying to come for me. So I got to protect myself at the end of the day. Sometimes they don't get the language that you're talking to them in. You got to talk
And
to
you
them in a
try, and you try, and you
yes.
really, really
Yeah, I
try to
gotta.
have that nice tone until you say, "Do you want me to get a tone with you or get in your face?" That's how I have to say it now before I go
I have to
there.
leave
But the thing
that
is that
Kirk Franklin.
sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say for me,
Hmm.
like you said, you guys told me for the first time today what it was. I thought because he was in social media, he committed a crime or did something crazy. And when
But
I heard that it was just him checking his kid, I'm like, come on, man. Like,
His
I don't
grown
even,
son.
yeah,
yeah,
like
it's wrong. So I don't even talk about that no more.
it's
I'm
like
like,
y'all get a platform. Y'all, they will take anything and put it in the media and make a big deal out of it.
And
But
sensational. It's
everyone
like
but
that's throwing
fake
stones
rage.
have done it themselves. You
but it's
know?
even worse. Well, a lot of them have it though. That's the thing. A lot of these are kids responding. I went on feeds and
Oh,
looked.
okay.
I'm like, these are not babies, but these are young adults, and these young adults haven't even parented before. Most of them.
Yeah, they don't even know
These
what it
young
is.
adults
And they
have
talking all
babies.
that stuff.
Yeah, some of these adults have babies, and we mentioned parenting. I teach parenting classes. I've been a parent for 34 years. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I've been a grandmother for damn near 13 years. You feel me? And I have six of them. And at the end of the day, and I've parented through my hip hop career, which is part of the reason why people didn't see me, because I refused to allow someone else to raise my kids. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I wanted to make sure that I was in my kids' life. That was my first priority. And music and all that, you can get back to. Everybody else will be going about their business and in peace with their family, but you will be in odds with your children because you left them to go and build something that none of these people have any type of loyalty to you for anyway. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So at the end of the day, parenting, there's different times you have to pivot. When they're kids, there's a certain way you talk to them. When they're adolescents, when they get to another stage, you have another conversation and way you address things. When they get to that other stage, there's a different way that you have to address them. When they get to adult stage, they getting cussed out. Look, bitch, don't talk to me like that. Okay,
Right.
I'm just playing.
No, you're
Yeah.
not.
No, you're
That
not.
that just
No, you're
that
not.
just
No,
flowed way too smooth.
that
Yeah.
part goes in the mind. You know what I mean? That
Yeah, you
that
give
part
it to you.
that
You got
part
to
is
give it to them raw.
that part is in your mind. Like you want to say that, but you really depending on what type of child this is. You don't want to break your child. You know what I mean? But when it's
Yeah.
an older man like that, and I'm sure he don't have no kids, if he bumming on you, because my understanding was that he was bumming on his father. You know,
Yeah.
and he was like, the sister came and said something to him about his behavior, and that really is disrespectful. How you gonna be at my house talking crazy to me, or somewhere else talking crazy to me? And he's supposed to be a son from a different marriage. So
Oh
now,
no.
oh, you wasn't treated right, but this family member was treated right. That's still something you should have kept in the house. And it's like you looked for a reason to be a weak link to try to hurt me. So at that point, you supposed to get put on somewhere on a shelf in some kind of capacity when you are coming at me like that as a parent. So you got all kind of ways to look at that. But the worst thing is watching the feeds with the people responding to it, and they're responding to it as if it was wrong. And I'm like, you guys get humanized again. And you young kids out there under 30, you guys shouldn't even be commenting on this type of thing. Because if you ain't no parent yet, you should have nothing to say.